We've been playing a ton of Apex Legends on stream, and a lot of you have been asking me the question on stream or messaging me what I think of the new 150 player Battle Royale game mode Warzone for Call of Duty. So, playing a lot of Apex, now jumping into some Warzone, and today we're gonna be talking about my first impressions on playing a couple times. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the X-Villain Hideout. My name is Ghost, and if you guys have never been here before, I'm super excited you guys are here. This is a place where we talk about the games we play, the lives we live, and how we look for ways to help each other become better than we were the day before, better than yesterday, one stream at a time, one day at a time. If you guys feel like you vibe with that type of content, or you want to see more videos on some FPS games, whether it's Warzone, whether it's Apex Legends, maybe some Rainbow Six Siege, maybe some Overwatch, I don't really know. I have a lot of ideas coming forward. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and you can also join me on Twitch. I have a brand new schedule since a lot of stuff is happening with the coronavirus outbreak. I'm actually going to be doing more videos because my full-time job that I do, I am not doing for about the next 4 weeks. So right now the stream schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but we're switching it up. Check Twitter, check Discord. I'd love to have you guys in the stream. We can play some games together. We have open lobby nights, we have ranked nights, we have a bunch of things that I want to start implementing soon. So anyways, I will see you guys on the stream, and let's get into the video.
I'm dropping down right now.
Alright, bro. Following you. Yeah, it's good.
Oh gosh, there's fall damage. There's fall damage.
Hang on, Pana. I got you.
Bro, I just broke my legs in like a million pieces.
I just heard like a branch snap. I was like, what the heck?
That was my body, bro. Okay, so welcome to another video. As you guys can see, I come from playing Apex, like I said earlier, where there's no fall damage. So when that happened in the very first game and I shattered my legs, I realized very quickly that there is fall damage in Warzone. Today we're going to be talking about my first impressions of Warzone. We're going to be talking about the performance of the game, the looting aspects of the game, and then just some of my other thoughts. So one thing that I want to make clear is that I'm not coming into this game from playing Apex Legends thinking that it's going to be just like Apex Legends. If anything, I'm thinking it's going to be just like Blackout, if you guys played that when it first came out last year. And I was a little bit worried about that because there was some problems on Blackout that basically led me to not playing it anymore. And when I heard that there was going to be 150 players on this Battle Royale, that's something else that I had concerns about. Even though I had planned on streaming it the day that it came out, I actually told some of my friends, I'm like, you know what, guys, plan B is Apex, because for all we know, it's going to come out with 150 players, and we're either not going to be able to get in and play, or we're going to get in and it's going to be rubber banding, where it's going to be super buggy, and I don't want to stream that type of content where everybody's just watching me go through all of the errors of a game dropping on the first day. Anyways, guys, I really want to let you know I'm coming into this game with a very open mind, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about the performance. The very first thing I want to talk about is dropping into the game felt really good. It was not buggy, and my FPS was really high and consistent. All things that I really didn't expect on the first day, which I'm not upset about. I feel like it's kind of common for things to need to be worked out when there's this many people going live. It's always going to be different than testing it, whether it's on beta, whether it's on alpha. There's always going to be reasons why it's different in that aspect. But the other thing is the hitboxes felt really nice. When I landed a shot, I landed a shot. There are so many times in Blackout when we first would drop in, if you guys remember, where you were sniping and the shots were just way off, or you feel like you were shooting in the head and it was counting it as a chest shot and it was taking forever people to drop. And then there was the whole armor issues. The other thing I want to say is aesthetically, my goodness, Call of Duty does an amazing job with their games aesthetically. This game looks gorgeous. All the way from the shadows to the players to the close-ups of the watch and weapons. One thing that I thought about when I was hearing that it was going to be 150 players and then eventually 200 players was I was thinking that it was going to knock the quality of the game, but it didn't. Like, it looks really good. So to get high frames, and they were consistent, to have a game that's aesthetically pleasing, it was just a really, really refreshing thing to experience. Lastly, on performance, one thing that I'm going to talk about is something that needs to be addressed. In my opinion, sounds are absolutely terrible. Audio needs a complete rework. Now, I'm gonna tell you why. The first one is gunfire. Gunfire is way too loud. We would be pushing buildings, thinking that someone's fighting on just the other side of the building, and they would be like 300, 200 meters away. It's absolutely obnoxious. And the other part is, it's almost like everybody is running around with dead silence. Time after time after time, you don't know somebody is on you until you're literally dropped or completely thirsted. So that's really frustrating, especially coming from Apex Legends, coming from other games where the audio cues are better, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, and those games by all means have their own cons, they're not perfect, but to come from those games where you know if somebody's left, you know if somebody's right, behind you, above you, below you, in front of you, and then you come into this game where you can't tell where people are, or you just can't hear them at all until, like I said, you're dropped or dead. It's really, really frustrating. I think they definitely need to recheck out the audio cues in this game and make sure that when you have good audio, it should be like you have good audio. I have a really nice headset, so for this to happen was just kind of frustrating. Audio cues are very important. They're almost as important, if not as important, as visual cues. They tell you so much about what's happening, and so for that to be as bad as it is in this game is pretty frustrating. So next I kind of want to talk about looting. Looting is a very important aspect in playing Battle Royale games, so it needs to be intuitive, it needs to be fluid, and it needs to not feel like a chore when you're looting. You don't want to spend too much time looking at the ground. You want to make sure that you can pick up what you need and then get right into fighting and replenishing, restocking, all of that stuff. So comparing death boxes or backpacks that have dropped on a dead enemy to open loot, like in, for instance, Fortnite. Now, I am not really fond of this feature. There's multiple reasons why I would prefer looting through a death box or looting through a backpack, because there's a specific system that is in place and it's stable. Every single time it's the same. So when I loot through a death box, I know at the top is gonna be certain things, at the bottom is gonna be certain things, in the middle is gonna be certain things. So I can quickly loot through the box, and every box is exactly the same. So no matter what, I know when I go into that box, I already know what to expect. The whole open loot when they die, it looks cool, but it's not fun. I spend way too much time looking at the ground in this game trying to loot, and I'm grabbing stuff that I don't actually need, and then I'm spent trying to like re-swap it, and it's just a mess. I do not like open loot on the ground unless they drop a little bit further apart. Sometimes things drop right on top of each other and you can't pick up one without picking up the other on accident. So I'm not a fan of that. No backpacks, I don't like either. The bag we have is not really choosing between different backpacks to have different slots like in Apex. I feel like it gives us less choice of customization, and I'm not really fond of that. Now, I get it. The reason why they don't want you to have backpacks, the reason why they don't want you to be able to choose attachments, which is another big thing for me. I don't like that I can't choose red dot, ACOG, and they're all on the floor, and I can choose things for different weapons. You literally pick up guns that are already kitted, and they're based on like common, rare, legendary, epic, and that nature. And I get it. It makes the loadout choosing feature more powerful. It makes it so that you want your loadout, but I think that you would want your loadout anyway because it comes with perks, and you don't have perks unless you choose your loadout. So I'm not a fan of this. I want to choose my own attachments. I want to customize my weapon because honestly, a lot of the sights everyone likes, sometimes I don't like. A lot of the attachments somebody else would choose, I wouldn't choose. So having an already kitted gun is not really my favorite feature of dropping in and picking up random weapons. The other thing to me is, at least right now, like I said, guys, I'm only 2 sessions in, but it doesn't feel intuitive to me. Like Ring of Elysium, PUBG, or even Apex, I feel like very quickly there's modes of looting that just felt intuitive. This does not. I feel like I have to kind of try to figure it out. Now, it is only my second time, so take that with a grain of salt, but hopefully it gets a little bit better and it's a little bit more fluid moving on, and I'm looking less at the ground and less in my bag, and I'm able to quickly swap, change, and drop. Now, the weapon differences between like legendary and rare, let's say, to me aren't significantly better. I don't know if it's just me. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys feel this way as well, or if you don't feel this way. But I feel like when I'm using a rare weapon and then I swap to like an epic or legendary, I don't feel the difference that I thought I was gonna feel when killing somebody or when getting into a fight. Sometimes I feel like it's just like a better sight is making it a better weapon, and I just think that is not really satisfying. So sometimes I do really good with a common weapon, and that's not necessarily something that I want. So to lastly touch on looting, two things that I think are really, really cool. Like, I mean, I'm in love with the idea is cash. I love that you can get cash and go buy different things, whether it's self-revive, whether it's a new loadout, whether it's UAV. I love this. Now, the only thing I do think is sometimes you find too much cash and it becomes really easy to revive your team like 3 times. I'm gonna give you guys an example. The second game I played ever in the game, I was with a guy who straight carried us, but I got brought back 3 times. Now, even though it felt good in the moment, that is not something I want for the game. I don't want to have to be able to almost delete a team and then come back as a full team 3 different times just because this dude has so much cash. Like, our dude was finding so much cash. So at least now I feel like there's too much cash. Maybe it'll even out, I'm not sure. The other thing is contracts are really cool. I really like contracts. I really like that we get to do like that PvE aspect almost of the game and accomplish something other than the average getting into fights and the rest of the time we're running around like a simulator. I think it's a really cool addition to the game, and I hope they continue to expand on this. All right, guys, now we're just going to talk about some of my other thoughts. One of them being Gulag. I really like Gulag, but at the same time, I don't. I'll tell you why. I like the idea of Gulag. I just don't like that the weapon pool is so small. I feel like if the weapon pool was bigger, I would like it a little bit more, but it is a really cool feature to 1v1 because everybody likes 1v1ing people just for that type of pride and respect you get and then coming back. The only thing that I think that they should add is putting less money in the game at large and then giving you like $1,000 or $1,500 for winning Gulag. So when you come back, you don't just have nothing. Another thing that I really like is I do like the slower pace. I like that it's like an in-between of like PUBG and Apex Legends where it's not super, super slow, but it's not super, super fast. Now, mind you, if you hot drop, it's gonna be super, super fast. But there's plenty of times where you have to be a little bit more methodical, a little bit more strategic when you're moving around the map, a lot more options for sniping. And so I really do like that aspect. I don't like that you only have to use vehicles to get around quickly. I really, really like zip balloons. That's just my personal preference, but vehicles are cool other than the fact that nobody wants to use them because of how loud they are, but they are a cool addition to the game. The other thing that I would definitely say is it needs a competitive ladder. For this to keep going, which I'm sure that they'll put it in, hopefully, is it needs a competitive ladder because we're only gonna be able to play this so much off of a battle pass before we're gonna require, as the consumer, as the player, a competitive ladder. One thing else that I want to say is even though there is fall damage, I'm not mad about it because I'm really excited about the fact that they implemented the parachuting from buildings or high spots. Yeah, that was really cool. Being able to jump off a building and parachute real quick and land, or, you know, not fall as fast or any of that stuff, I really like that feature, and it makes up for the fact that there is fall damage. Overall, guys, I just want to say that I've had a ton of fun playing this. I'm going to be playing a lot more. Make sure you guys come into the stream and hang out, jump in some games when we have open lobby nights. I'm going to put all the links you guys need down below so you could check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the game. What are your first impressions? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? If this video brought you any value, make sure you give it a like. It'll go a long way for the channel. And one thing that I'm just going to give to Call of Duty right now is the fact that it's free to play and it's cross-platform is absolutely huge. A lot of games can really learn from this. Is if it's capable for you to give it to people, that is what's gonna give you a bigger crowd for a longer period of time. When you constantly try to hide things, it makes people irritated to the point of not playing, and they would rather play a game that's actually not as good just because they're getting more out of playing it. So I feel like they learned a lot from Blackout because it feels really good. It feels way better than Blackout, and I'm excited to continue playing to get better, and hopefully they have that competitive ladder soon because your boy needs to play some competitive. Y'all know what I'm saying. Thank you guys so much for being here for another video. Make sure you guys jump into the Discord if you want to get with some like-minded people based on FPS games. We have a Pokemon Go section in there. People are posting their pets, they're posting selfies. We have a lot of fun in the Discord trying to build up our Apex Legend community and also now our Warzone community. So make sure you get in there, and there's people on console and there's people on PC, so you don't have to worry about not finding somebody to play with. Well, that about wraps it up, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one, and I'll see you very soon. I hope you guys have an amazing day or night, depending on where you're at in the world, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Let's go. Get off me, bro. Good night. Good night. Take this. I'll take this. Where's homie? Where'd the homie go? Where'd the homie go? Oh, they're both down.